Sunday, September 2nd, 1984, was a Father's Day unlike any other in Australia. That afternoon, a peaceful motorcycle swap meet in Sydney turned into a war zone. When the gunfire ended, 7 people lay dead in a restaurant parking lot. Among them, a 14-year-old girl caught in the crossfire. 40 years later, in December 2024, Australian authorities seized 2.3 tons of cocaine, the largest drug bust in the nation's history. The common link between these two events: 2 motorcycle clubs whose rivalry has spanned decades and continents, the Bandidos and the Comancheros. This is not just a story about leather jackets and motorcycles. It's the untold history of how 2 biker gangs evolved into international criminal empires, controlling billions in drug money and leaving behind a global trail of violence stretching from Texas to Turkey. Origins: the rise of the Bandidos. On March 4, 1966, Donald Eugene Chambers, a 36-year-old dock worker from San Leon, Texas, founded the Bandidos Motorcycle Club. The name came from a 1965 trip to Mexico, where a waitress jokingly called Chambers and his friends American Bandidos. A year later, the club became official, with its headquarters in Houston, the mother chapter. The Bandidos proudly adopted the 1%er label, defying the notion that 99% of bikers were law-abiding citizens. Their patch depicted a Mexican bandit wearing a sombrero and armed with a pistol and machete, a symbol of rebellion against authority. Under the leadership of Ronald Jerome Hodge, who became president in 1972, the Bandidos expanded internationally. Known as Stepmother, Hodge built the organization with military-like structure and discipline. In 1983, Anthony Mark Spencer founded the first Bandidos chapter outside the US in Sydney, Australia, a decision that would soon have deadly consequences. By 1989, the club had opened a chapter in Marseille, France, marking its European expansion. Throughout the 1990s, the Bandidos grew aggressively across Scandinavia, sparking violent wars with rival gangs. Today, authorities estimate the Bandidos have over 300 chapters in 22 countries and around 3,500 members worldwide. Law enforcement agencies across the US, Canada, Europe, and Australia classify them as a transnational criminal organization involved in drug trafficking, weapons smuggling, extortion, money laundering, and murder. Across the ocean, the birth of the Comancheros. The same year the Bandidos were born, William George "Jock" Ross, a Scottish immigrant and former British Army engineer, founded the Comanchero Motorcycle Club in Sydney. Ross modeled his club on strict military principles. He declared himself Supreme Commander, implemented paramilitary drills, and created an elite internal group known as the Strike Force. Many members disliked his authoritarian rule. In 1982, internal disputes led Anthony Mark Spencer to break away and form a second Comanchero chapter in Sydney. The split would soon turn violent. During a visit to the US in 1983, Spencer met Bandidos president Ronnie Hodge in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The meeting was pivotal. At the time, a key chemical used to make amphetamines, P2P, was legal in Australia but banned in the US. The Bandidos sought a partnership to smuggle P2P from Australia into America to fuel their meth trade. Spencer returned home intent on joining the Bandidos. By November 1983, his entire Comanchero chapter defected, officially becoming the first Australian Bandidos chapter. They publicly burned their old Comanchero colors, a symbolic act that enraged Jock Ross and set the stage for war, the Milperra massacre. In August 1984, Ross declared war on the Bandidos. On September 2nd, both clubs attended a motorcycle swap meet at the Viking Tavern in Milperra, a Sydney suburb. Within moments, the parking lot erupted in chaos. Guns, chains, knives, and bats filled the air. When the gunfire stopped, 7 people were dead, including 4 Comancheros, 2 Bandidos, and a 14-year-old girl named Leanne Walters. 28 others were wounded. The Milperra massacre became one of the darkest days in Australian criminal history. 57 bikers were convicted, and Jock Ross received a life sentence, though he served only 5 years. The tragedy forced the government to enact stricter gun laws and gave rise to a nationwide crackdown on outlaw motorcycle gangs. But the war didn't end there. It simply evolved from street violence to global drug trafficking, from bikers to cartels. Fast forward to December 2024. The Australian Federal Police intercepted a ship off Queensland carrying 2.3 tons of cocaine, the largest drug seizure in the country's history. The operation was allegedly orchestrated by the Comancheros Brisbane chapter. The drugs, believed to have originated in Colombia, were valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. This bust highlighted how far the Comancheros had evolved, from a local biker club to a transnational cartel-linked enterprise. In June 2021, Operation Trojan Shield, led by the FBI, exposed the gang's global communication network through the infiltration of an encrypted app called Anoam. Dozens of Comanchero members were arrested across New Zealand, charged with nearly 1,000 drug trafficking and money laundering offenses. In 2023, Turkish police arrested 37 alleged members, linking them to drug operations, stretching from Australia to Hong Kong and the Netherlands. By 2025, Turkish prosecutors charged 66 Comanchero members, including their alleged global leader, facing up to 262 years in prison. The Bandidos' global operations. The Bandidos, too, expanded their criminal empire. In October 2021, coordinated raids across Belgium, Spain, and the Netherlands uncovered 11.5 tons of cocaine smuggled in scrap metal from South America. The Bandidos' Spanish president was arrested for drug trafficking and money laundering. In February 2025, 14 Bandidos were charged in Texas with racketeering, murder, and conspiracy, revealing the club's estimated 3,000 members worldwide, including deep ties to Mexican cartels. One of the most infamous public clashes occurred on May 17, 2015 at the Twin Peaks restaurant in Waco, Texas. Over 200 bikers had gathered for a meeting when a fight between the Bandidos and a rival group, the Cossacks, escalated into a full-scale gun battle. When police intervened, 9 bikers were dead and 18 wounded. Authorities arrested 177 people, but despite the bloodshed, every single case eventually collapsed. By 2019, all charges were dropped. A global battle that never ends. Today, both the Bandidos and the Comancheros continue to operate despite constant raids and arrests. In November 2024, Australia's Task Force Morpheus launched nationwide raids, arresting 33 Comanchero members on charges including drug trafficking and extortion. Across Europe, the Bandidos have been banned in multiple countries, including the Netherlands and Germany, due to their involvement in organized crime. What began in the 1960s as 2 motorcycle clubs has evolved into a complex global drug war, a conflict that has claimed hundreds of lives, generated billions in illegal profits, and reshaped the face of organized crime. From the parking lot of Milperra in 1984 to the cocaine-laden ships of 2024, the story of the Bandidos and Comancheros is one of loyalty, greed, and blood. A war born in rebellion, fueled by power and sustained by profit. A war that shows no signs of ending.